Okay, let's dive right into something that honestly sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. We are looking at a brilliantly ambitious piece of tech, patent US 2023 0225659A1, assigned to Apple. This document outlines a massive leap in wearable technology. We're talking about a biosignal sensing device that uses something called dynamic selection of electrodes. In this explainer, we are going to unpack exactly how engineers plan to take the everyday earbuds you use to listen to podcasts or music and turn them into a continuous, real-time window into your brain and body. Here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with the brain-reading earbud, then look at the ear canal problem, move into the dynamic selection solution, peek inside the switching circuit, and finally finish up with mapping the biosignals. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The brain-reading earbud. So think about how health tracking works right now. Most of us have smartwatches sitting on our wrists, checking our heart rate, right? It's great, but it's a somewhat reactive, limited approach to health monitoring. This patent flips the script by shifting that monitoring to the ear, which happens to be an incredibly data-rich area of the human body. This allows for an always-on biometric tracking experience. It's like, instead of just a fitness tracker for your wrist, imagine having a fitness tracker for your mind. The goal here isn't just to play your favorite playlist, it's to seamlessly capture the actual electrical activity happening inside your head.
And it doesn't stop at brainwaves. This device is designed to measure an absolute alphabet soup of physiological signals. We're talking EEG for brain activity, sure, but also EMG for muscle tension, EOG for tracking your eye movements, ECG for your heart, and even galvanic skin response for your stress and sweat levels. It's literally a full-body biometric clinic packed into a tiny little earbud. This really signals a massive corporate ambition to move beyond just selling tech, to becoming a foundational, everyday health company.
Moving right along to Section 2, the ear canal problem.
Now, here's the catch, and the patent actually calls this out directly. Human anatomy is messy. It's unique, and it's constantly changing. If you've ever had an earbud just randomly pop out during a jog, you know exactly what I mean. Ears are squishy, dynamic environments. But to measure a microvolt brain signal, an unbelievably tiny, hypersensitive electrical pulse, an electrode needs perfect, uninterrupted contact with your skin. If the fit is even slightly off, you just get useless, noisy data. Traditionally, solving this meant going to a clinic. If you wanted clinical-grade ear EEG, you had to get an expensive device, custom-molded to your specific ear canal, and the sensors were completely fixed in place. This patent completely shatters that old paradigm. It envisions a universal consumer product that dynamically adjusts to whoever happens to be wearing it. It brilliantly takes the burden of getting a perfect physical fit off of your anatomy and places it squarely onto the software. Which brings us to Section 3, the dynamic selection solution. So how do they do it? Well, think of it like casting a really wide net. Instead of hoping 2 or 3 rigidly placed sensors happen to make good contact, the engineers just pack the earbud with a vast array of electrodes, way more than are actually needed. The device then constantly scans all of these points and mathematically activates only the specific subset that is currently making the absolute best physical contact with your skin. It just disables all the rest to save battery and cut out bad data. It's so smart. Now, to measure these electrical signals, you always need 2 distinct points, an active node and a reference node. The engineers place the active electrodes deep inside on the squishy, flexible ear tip, getting them as close to your brain and inner ear as possible. Meanwhile, the reference electrodes sit on the hard outer shell or the stem of the earbud. This setup creates the perfect electrical circuit right across your ear tissue. And the physical engineering required to cram all these sensors in is just wild. The patent details these fascinating geometries to connect the active sensors inside the ear using microaxial cables and flexible circuits. We're looking at crazy patterns like concentric rings, a spine form, a mesh network, or even an octopus shape that wraps around the ear tip. This basically guarantees that no matter how weirdly your ear canal twists or bends, at least a few of those little tentacles or rings are making rock-solid contact. All right, Section 4, inside the switching circuit. Let's look at what's happening under the hood. The earbud's internal processor actually runs through a rapid sequence of steps. First, it measures the impedance, which is basically the electrical resistance of your skin, at every single electrode. It checks the background noise and the noise right at the skin interface. Once it pinpoints the absolute cleanest signals, an internal switching circuit physically forms a connection between only those optimal active and reference electrodes, and only then does it actually start recording your biosignals. But here is where it gets really amazing. This entire selection process can be powered by a machine learning model that calibrates to your specific ear over time.
So the more you wear the earbuds, the better the system gets at knowing exactly which sensors work best for your unique anatomy and even compensating for the specific, quirky way you might happen to shove them into your ears on any given Tuesday. There's also a quirk in the physics of biosignals. If your active and reference electrodes are too close together, your signal quality totally drops. To solve this, the patent suggests something mind-blowing, separating them entirely across your head. The system can dynamically choose to use the active sensors deep inside your right earbud while pairing them with the reference sensors on the outside of your left earbud. This creates a massive, high-fidelity measurement arc straight through your entire head. Just incredible. Section 5. Mapping the biosignals. So we have the data, but human beings constantly move. We walk, we talk, we chew gum. In the clinical world, all this mechanical movement creates massive noise that completely ruins EEG readings. This device handles it by generating what they call an optimized signal. The algorithm constantly evaluates the data from every connection. If you start chewing and it detects a sudden noise artifact, it instantly assigns a mathematical weight of 0 to that specific noisy sensor. It gracefully just deletes the noise from your biometric data without missing a single beat. Okay, so what do they actually do with this beautifully clean data? Well, the patent specifically highlights tracking the alpha frequency band, which sits right between 8 to 12 hertz. This specific band is a fantastic indicator of your relaxation and overall brain state. The researchers note that the magnitude of this signal visibly jumps when a user simply closes their eyes and drops when they open them. You can instantly see the massive real-world potential here. Focus tracking while you work, guided meditation assistance, deep sleep monitoring, or even flagging serious anomalies like seizures. And I absolutely love this usability detail. The engineers realize that those reference electrodes sitting on the outside of the housing, they can easily double as touch sensors. By integrating basic force sensors or accelerometers, you could just tap or squeeze the outer shell of your earbud to instantly start or stop a brainwave reading. It is a brilliant, seamless integration of complex medical-grade sensing right into the everyday habits we already have. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a really provocative thought. Yes, this patent brilliantly solves the physical and engineering challenges of ear-based health tracking, but it also opens up some profound ethical questions. If the headphones we wear for hours every single day become an intimate, always-on window into our minds, tracking our hidden stress, our focus, our actual brainwaves, who ultimately owns that data? The potential to absolutely revolutionize mental health monitoring is staggering, but it demands a serious, upfront conversation about privacy. It's a wildly fascinating future, and it might just be sitting in your ears very, very soon.